Hi, welcome to lesson 9. We're going to get back to the classical exercises on the finger picking. There's a few new theory concepts in these 4 exercises. I want to explain them to you first. You're going to see some things you may not understand. First exercise uses something we call 16th notes. So far I've explained notes up to the 8th note. The 8th note being the note that gets a half a beat, so you get 2 of those per 1 beat. 16th notes get 4 beats, 4 16th notes in 1 beat. They get a quarter of a beat each. So that's something a little different. We have a 3/4 time signature on the second exercise. That's like a waltz kind of a time, where it's like 3 beats per measure, quarter note gets 1 beat. The third exercise uses 6/8 time. 6/8 means the 8th note gets 1 beat, and you can get 6 beats in 1 measure. So that's something a little different, and I'll play that. You guys will hear it and know what it sounds like. Fourth exercise is a 3/8 time signature, which means 8th note gets 1 beat, and there's 3 beats in a measure. It's sort of like a 3/4 time, but the 8th note gets 1 beat, not the quarter note. So I'll play the first one for you. This is the one that has the 16th notes in it, and here's what it should sound like. Okay, here's the second exercise. It's in 3/4 time. Okay, here's the third exercise. That's the one that's in 6/8 time. It's 6 beats a measure, 8th note gets 1 beat. Here's the fourth exercise. This is in 3/8 time. That means there's 3 beats a measure, and the 8th note gets 1 beat. Okay, let's get into this week's stretch exercise. I'm going to change it this week. We've been doing the toughest stretch for the past couple of weeks, so let's try and come back to something that's a little bit easier, see if you can reach it now. If you look at my left hand here, I'll show you what we're going to try and do this week. First finger, first fret again. Second finger, third fret. And just drop your 4th finger on the 5th fret. It should be a little easier now since you're trying to hit the 6th fret for a couple of weeks. So let's walk down all the strings, do that again. So go with that stretch for this week. Okay, this week's chords, I want to show you another B-flat formation on the bar chord. So far in the B-flat formation, we've gone over the B-flat major and the B-flat minor. What I want to show you this week is a simple move, and you'll have a B-flat 7th, B-flat minor 7th, I'm sorry. So basically, take a look at my left hand. Let's build the B-flat major first. Take your C, drop your first finger across the first 5 strings, and you're going to take your 3rd finger, 4th string, 3rd string, 2nd string. That's your double bar. Play the top 5 strings. That's a B-flat major. Then we went to a B-flat minor. Remember, you have to drop the 3rd a half a fret, half a step or 1 fret. Basically, you keep that bar up there. I'm going to put your second finger, second fret, second string. Third finger, fourth string, third fret. And then the fourth finger, third fret, third string. That was your B flat minor. Now you got one simple move and you'll have a B flat minor seventh. All you have to do is take your fourth finger off. That's a B flat minor seventh. And again, that chord will follow all the way up the fret. Third fret's a C minor seventh, C sharp minor seventh, and so forth, all the way up the neck. Basically, that B flat formation follows the note on the fifth string. So the third fret, fifth string is a C. So anything on that third fret in the B flat formation is a C. So that's a B. That's your minor seventh formation. Okay, let's get into the blues pattern for this week. I'm going to show you guys pattern 2 now. Last week I showed you pattern 1. There's 5 basic blues patterns to start with. Let's take a look at my left hand. These patterns all connect to each other. Let's go on the third fret, key of G, and we know that by the 6th string note on the third fret is a G. So if you leave your hand there, you're playing blues in the G, key of G. So to review pattern 1, let's go over. I'm just going to call out finger numbers here. Starting on the first string. So it'll be your fourth, first, fourth, first, second, first, second, first, second, first, fourth, first. So that's your pattern 1. Now if you look at your sheets, you look at the high notes of that pattern. They make up the first notes of pattern 2, the low notes. So that's how they kind of connect. So let's get our hand up to the 5th fret. This is going to be pattern 2. You're still in the key of G. So let me call out the finger numbers of that pattern. So make sure your first finger is across the 5th fret. So we're going to go to the 4th finger, first string. Second finger, 4th, second, third, first, fourth, first, fourth, first, fourth, second. That's your pattern 2. So you guys just want to go up and down that pattern. And practice that. So you can actually be playing a G chord and do a little blues. Do a little blues lick up on that pattern. The thing I just did there, I want to teach you too, is called a hammer-on. That's where you pluck a note and you kind of hammer, you say your third finger onto the next note. And you can shake it a little bit. That's called a hammer-on. That's used a lot in blues. You can. So it's not like you're picking at every note. You're kind of just letting your finger hammer on the next note. So that's a little trick in the blues also. Okay, this week I want to get into a little bit of finger picking on chords. So we're going to take some old chord progressions that I showed you and start finger picking on the right side. We're going to take the C, A minor, F, and G7th progression that we learned. I believe that was in lesson 1. And basically what I want you to do is use your right hand in this fashion. So if you take a look at both hands here, mainly the right hand for now, I want you to use your thumb on the root note. In other words, I want you to hit the, if you're playing a C chord, I want you to hit that bass, that C, on the 5th string. And your other 3 fingers, I want you to, first, second, and third, be on the top 3 strings. So you're going to go something like this. Pick each note individually. Then I want you to go to an A minor, pick the bass note, the A, with the thumb. Then go to an F major bar chord, hit hit the bass note as the F, 6th string. And then play the G7th, open G7th chord, bass note being the G. So it's going to get you used to your right hand doing a lot of things instead of just using the pick. But let me just play it at full speed for you so you know what you're trying to hear. So work that out this week. Okay, this week's song, we're going to do a song called "A Horse with No Name" by America. It's a pretty neat song. It's very simple on the guitar, but it sounds really great. Basically, we're going to use 2 fingers, and everything's going to be on the 2nd fret. So a lot of what's happening here is on the right hand, and a lot of syncopation, a lot of up and down stuff, and it sounds excellent. So if you take a look at my left hand, I'm going to show you there's 4 chords in the song, and they're all, like I said, we're going to use our 2nd and 3rd fingers. First chord in the song is the E minor, which we know, open E minor. 2nd finger, 2nd fret, 5th string. And drop your 3rd finger, 2nd fret, 4th string, and play all 6 strings. And now the next chord that it changes to is called a D6 add 9. And it's a fancy name for a chord, but all it is, we're taking our 2nd finger, moving it over to the 6th string, 2nd fret. Everything's on the 2nd fret for these chords. We're going to take our 3rd finger and move it over to the 4th string, 2nd fret, and play all 6 strings open. So it sounds a little funky by itself, but if you put it together, the change is E minor to D6 add 9. It sounds like this. So that's the first chord change, and that's the majority of the song. And when we get into the bridge or the refrain, there's 2 new chords you have to learn. They're also on the 2nd fret. First chord is the E minor 9th. So you want to take your 2nd finger again, put it on the 5th string, 2nd fret. And take your 3rd finger, put it on the 1st string, 2nd fret. Play all the strings open. Kind of nice sounding chord. That's an E minor 9th. And that changes to a D major 9th. And all that is, we're going to take our 2nd finger, bring it over to the 3rd string, 2nd fret, and drop your 3rd finger on the 2nd string, 2nd fret, and play them all open again. So it's a real contrasting kind of a chord change. So it's going to go from an E minor 9th to a D major 9th, and that sounds like this. That's the bridge part of the song. So in the next segment, I'll play along with the song. I suggest you download it and play along with it. It's a great chord, very simple song to play. 2 fingers, 2nd fret, 4 chords. Okay, now I'm going to play along with A Horse with No Name by America. I suggest you guys download it, buy it at your stores, and play along with it. It's a great, great guitar song, and it's fun to play.